Okay, before we start lesson 3, I want you to update your notes about lesson 3. And what I want you to do is I want you to write in your notes about a unit fraction. So, sorry this isn't working so hot. Either on your blue fraction page or on the lined paper, I want you to write unit fraction. And then I want you to write the definition of a unit fraction. And I usually underline the definitions so they stand out. I'm using my problem set page just because that's what's handy for me. But what I want you to do is say that a unit fraction is 1 part of the whole. So an example would be 1/8 or 1/6. or 1/3. It's just when the numerator is 1, we're talking about 1 part of the whole. Once you have that definition done, then go ahead and turn to the problem set, and we'll start with problem number 1. Looking at problem number 1, it says decompose each fraction modeled by a tape diagram. So remember, decompose means to break apart. So we're going to break apart each fraction that's in this tape diagram as a sum of unit fractions. That means we're going to add a bunch of fractions that have a 1 as the numerator. Then we have to write an equivalent multiplication sentence. So we're going to show how does that equal to a multiplication. So let me give you an example. Let's say we were just using regular numbers, whole numbers, and not fractions. I could say 10 is equal to 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. This is my sum. That would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. But I want to show how that is equal to a multiplication sentence. So I could say that is also equal to, how many 2's do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times the number 2. So that's how those two sentences are equal. Look in part A. We're starting off with 3/4, and we had to break this into unit fractions. So we have 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. You might need to reshade yours. It might not be dark enough. Well, we want to say, how would this be equivalent to a multiplication sentence? So I show 3/4 equals, well, what number is being repeated? Because multiplication is just repeated addition. And it looks like I'm repeating the 1/4, but how many times do I have that? 1, 2, 3 times. So 3 times 1/4. Now let's go down to this one. Let's first look at how many is in a whole. There are 5 in the whole, so that's my denominator. And how many are shaded? 2/5. I have to show this as a number sentence with the sum of units. So this is 1/5. This is 1/5. So I know 1/5 plus 1/5 equals 2/5. Now over here, I need to show that as a multiplication sentence. So 2/5 equals, let me rewrite that, sorry. Got a little carried away there. 2/5 equals, and what number is being repeated? 1/5, and how many of those do I have? 2 times 1/5. So I have 2 1/5 equals 2/5. Scroll down. How many in the whole? There are 6 in the whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are shaded. I'm going to make each of these a unit fraction. 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6. Okay, so that would be 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. Well, that takes a lot of work. I could just multiply instead. So 5/6 equals, how many 1/6 do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 1/6. Pause if you need to catch up. Now they're going to change it up a little bit. Now they're saying, write the following fractions as a sum of 2 products. So we have to add and we have to multiply. So first of all, let's figure out what fraction is shaded. How many are in the whole? 3. And how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5/3. Now, I want to know what does that equal if it's a sum of two products. So that means I have to multiply two different things and add them together. So let's set some brackets up for multiplying. I'm going to multiply something here and something here. Well, let's see how many thirds are in this one whole. Because if I put these all in unit form, I don't have room to write underneath, so I'm just going to write them right here. But if I put all of these into unit form, then I can see that I have 3 times 1/3 plus, over here I have 2 times 1/3. So 3/3 and 2/3 definitely equals 5/3. Pause if you need to catch up. Let's do the same thing here. We're going to show the product of the sum of two products. So let's set up our brackets. These are one product, another product, and here's my sum. And what fraction does that equal? So how many are in a whole? There are 4 in the whole. And how many are shaded? 4, 5, 6. 6/4. So let's focus on each of these fourths. There's a lot of ways I could write this. I could say 2/4, 2 times 1/4, and then have 4 more fourths. I could do whatever. I could do 3 and 3. I can group these any way I want. But I'm just going to start with the whole. So I have 4 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times 1/4. Then I also have 2 times 1/4. And 4 times 1/4 and 2 times 1/4. If I add those together, that would be 6/4. Now below it says we have to draw a tape diagram, simple, and then we have to write a number sentence to show the fraction as a multiplying the unit. It didn't say the sum of two multiplication, but it just says multiply the unit. So this one's back to being a little bit easier. We have 4/5. So we need to draw our tape diagram. Since we know that the whole has to have 5 pieces, I need to shade 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I need to write a number sentence showing these as a unit fraction that's multiplied. So this is 1/5, this is 1/5, this is 1/5, and this is 1/5. So I want to show multiplication. So how many 1/5s do I have? So 4/5 equals 4 times 1/5. We'll try 5/8. I know I need to make 7 cuts to get 8 sections. My one whole is here. I'm going to shade 5. And I'm going to list those as unit fractions. That means there's only one piece at a time. And I need to show a multiplication sentence to match. So 5/8 is equal to how many 8s? 5 times 1/8. And that should take care of that. Go ahead and look at your problem set when doing the homework and exit ticket.